Welcome, YouTube and Twitchers. It's all about the rock and roll.
Everybody,
As we see it.
listen to me. I'm gonna tell you
Rock and roll comes.
how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna be a free man. I'm gonna fight until the end. I'm gonna find
You saw this online.
I'm gonna make it
That's the 21-year chip. You know what, though? I had some douche comment on that post saying, that's not an AA sanctified chip. It's bullshit, and there's not helping AA raise money.
Okay, explain to me why he would make that comment.
Because obviously he is an asshole, and he's probably not sober or has not been able to achieve a 21 year of sobriety, which makes, you know, that kind of comment tells me that he's an alcoholic, which is, you know, it is what it is.
I
but
thought you were
somebody
going
who-
to tell me that there was something that would lead him to believe that that was not an official chip.
It's not an
So-
official AA chip. It's not an official AA chip. The official
Oh,
AA chips are these.
oh. See, I don't know
The-
anything about this, so you're teaching me. So
Yeah.
you've showed
Those
us
are-
those so many
yeah.
times, and I just
Right.
wasn't paying attention.
Right. So that's the first year of chips, and each one of those is the official chip. It's the really lightweight kind of aluminum, if you will, almost like a hard plastic. I don't know even plastic, but so when I first started going to AA, the second meeting I went to was a chip meeting, which I didn't realize at the time. The first one I went to wasn't. Everybody was 60, 70 years old. It didn't fit for me. So I found this other one in Tempe at the Holy Spirit Catholic Church. It was called a chip meeting every Tuesday at noon. So that was the second one I went to. Demographics were wide ranging. And when they came around the table, they asked how long you've been sober. And I didn't say anything when I first went in there because I didn't, you know, I just stepped back and watched. And I was like, well, I haven't had a drink since, you know, yesterday at like, I don't know, or the day before. It was yeah. So that night, that Monday night, I dumped everything out. So I'm like, I haven't had a drink since 5 o'clock Monday. So they still gave me a 24-hour chip, even though I hadn't hit 24 hours yet. And then I learned that you get chips, and that was my target for the first year. But the catch is when you go to AA meeting, it's self-sponsored. So they send an offering basket around like you're going to church, and you put in what you have, which I didn't know the first time I went there. So I felt like a dumbass because I had nothing. I had no cash to put in there. So then
You guys take credit.
right. So then for the first probably 3 months, I went once a week. So every week I would bring $5 with me and stick it in the offering thing, just out of respect for that. So AA is it's a nonprofit, so everything is generated from people like me, you know, alcoholics that are in the system and go to the meetings and things like that. Donations, all that kind of jazz. So he has a point, but at the same time, don't care. To me, now that once I hit like 15 years, I only really ever go to AA if I'm just in one of those moments in life where I just need to go. So when I get close to my annual anniversary, I go online, I Google chips, and this one was cool, I thought, because it's a Grim Reaper now. And people are like, oh, it's a Grim Reaper. Well, it's a Grim Reaper because we're all terminally ill, man. We're all chasing the grave. And the cool
We
thing
got
I thought
news
about,
for you. You're not getting out of this alive.
right, exactly. So
Spoiler alert.
But what I thought was cool about this is it's truly, I mean, the biggest thing about alcoholics, we always have that little mantra, one day at a time. And this is one day at a time. You live one day at a time.
I think that's
all.
something that every recovering addict shares with you and AA.
Yes.
You know, if that's your mantra, you know, I've always said whatever works for you, right?
Right.
Whatever makes you be a better person every day. So
Yeah.
why would you begrudge somebody, even
My
if
point exactly.
you never went to AA and that was your way of showing your family and the people you love that I'm still committed to you and not my addiction? Who cares how that you do that, right?
Right. From not being reactionary anymore, I just deleted his comment and blocked him because I didn't want it on my thread because my whole thread is littered with support and congratulations and thank you for sharing your stories, you know, because my story has touched people's lives like it touched your life and I didn't know it touched your life, right?
Absolutely.
I had a couple comments from the birthday post that were legit, like you inspired me to stop. And I've got X amount of days because of you're so transparent. So to me, somebody who did that is either, and we've talked about this before, there's those type of people that have to go to church every Sunday. They have those tunnel vision on. They have to be told how to pray, how to tithe, you know, when to eat meat, when not to
or
eat meat,
even
you
in
know.
its most simplest form. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but
No, no,
even
you're
in
good.
its most simplest form, maybe that's what makes them be the person that you and I try to be every day, right?
Right.
I think your goal is the same as mine. We may go about it differently, but we have the same goal at the end of the day to
Right.
be a better person than we were yesterday, right?
Correct.
To try to
Yes.
do the right thing in as many situations as possible.
Yeah.
We're a
And
human
I
being.
think-
We
yeah.
don't succeed all the time, but I think that's both of our ultimate goal. Let's try and do the right thing. And I just had this conversation recently. Losing your temper and yelling and screaming, and that never solved anything that I ever remember.
No.
That's just my personal experience, right?
No, I agree. I agree.
So I've tried to get real good about being the one that remains calm. And now I'm almost getting a kick out of watching the other person lose their shit.
See, I'll do that. Like, there's this lady in our neighborhood that she hates me. I don't know why she hates me. I know why she hates me because she had referenced a real estate transaction and the listing was on the road and it's on a busy road. And I'm talking a very busy vein road. And I made the comment that anybody who has a house on a road like that or backs a road, you automatically have a 10% value drop. Oh, she didn't like that. She didn't like that at all because she's on
Would
the road.
that have applied to the house that we bought?
Yes. Which I
Because it
told you
backed
when
up
we
to
bought it.
Stapley,
Which,
right? You
yeah, which
did.
I told you when we bought it.
That's
it's-
the first thing that popped in
Right.
my mind. I remember that conversation.
Right. Like I have one listed right now in the backyard. Part of the backyard is behind his backyard is a little sub power generation. He didn't have a problem with it when he bought the house. And then so we were talking about feedback and stuff. He's like, I remember you telling me that when I bought it. Yeah, not everybody's going to like a power station behind their backyard. Now it's
And
not.
you know what? I don't
it's-
even remember ever being bothered by that traffic
Well,
because
yeah.
once you know, they had double pane windows or whatever, and you turn the TV on and you don't hear anything.
Right. But some people, because they're not told up front, they don't believe the truth. Yet I've actually, in the house I was listing for sale, and they were all pissed off because the price point. I'm like, look, we had it appraised before we hit the market. Then we had it appraised when it was under contract. And both times the appraisers made comments that in the appraisal, due to the proximity to the road, the value percentage drop is this, which is always 10% because you have noise. You have the ability of a vehicle to go through your front yard and into your living room, which just happens all the time.
Sure. Makes
And
sense.
then you have the traffic noise and, you know, potential, all the kind of chaos that comes along with traffic. So she hates me because I was honest with that. So she posted something on the neighborhood
You
page
have
a
to
couple
be,
days
though.
ago. I know. I know. So she posted something on the neighborhood page about a fellow realtor, how it's, you know, top group in the country. Well, when you look at the fine print, their brokerage, because then I looked it up. I'm like, that's fantastic. So I looked it up, and then I realized their brokerage has all these little companies, sites throughout the country, and each one, they list their top 20 offices in that state. So San Diego ones were different than the Arizona ones. And this particular one, for Q4, mind you, her post made it sound like it was the entire year, and how you should go with her because she understands unique values of our properties. And yeah, okay, because really, really nice realtor because I've done deals with her. It's like super cool lady. She's a
I
part-time
hate when
realtor.
people take
I
those
know.
cherry
I
pick
know.
points
Uh-huh.
and paint them in a broad picture, right?
Right. Because
That's
she
a pet
shared,
peeve of mine for
she
sure.
shared, right. She shared this person's post and then she added her own little thing. But the fine print Q4, and it's the medium group. So it was in gross commission income. So GCI is different than what you actually do as far as production's concerned. So it's a skewed thing, but so I'm the first one to comment on it. I'm like, this person, meaning the realtor, she's a good human. We've done a few deals together. Right. So when this lady originally was pissed off at me for the comment on value, I sent her a note card in the mail with the $5 gift card to Starbucks. I said, why don't we go have some coffee and I can explain why this is. I mean, just, you know, she's a very smart woman. She has a what is she's like, I don't want to say what she does for a living, but it's one of those occupations that you have to be wicked smart to do. Like you can't just be Joe Blow. But it just blows my mind that somebody's that stubborn that if she would ask other realtors, they would tell her the same thing. But she has to like passively aggressively slam me and any other realtor in the neighborhood, because there's about 5 or 6 of us. I'm the most active one. I have the most houses that have been sold in this neighborhood in 5 years. I have, you know, I'm more active in this community than anybody else. But she has to slam me because I told her house wasn't worth 100% value. It's only worth 90%. Sorry. That's it's
Let
not
me know
my
at the
opinion,
end of
it's
the day what
appraiser's
you end
opinion.
up getting for that house, right?
Right, when she ever goes to sell it, because she's been there forever and ever. But I just thought it was funny, you know.
Well, here's the
and it's-
flip side of
yeah,
that conversation.
Uh-huh,
The flip side of that for somebody like her and that mindset, if you were the other kind of realtor, when you went to show Carrie and I that house, you would have never taken us in the backyard, right?
No,
Or you would have
right.
made sure you did it at a time when there was no traffic. Like, hey, I can only meet you at like 7:30 at night or 8 o'clock at night, right?
Right,
Hey,
right.
nice light traffic we got
Yeah.
here. Well, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Stapley's like 50-mile-an-hour traffic, just nonstop.
Right, so the road that I'm referring to is similar to a Stapley Road, just further in the southeast.
But here's
Valley.
what Chris did when he showed us the house. He took us there in the afternoon and said, this is as bad as it's going to get. Are you guys okay with this? Right?
Right.
Well, yeah, we were young. We didn't care. And
Yeah.
once you had a radio on or you were inside and shut the door, you
Watching
didn't hear
TV.
it. So,
Right.
and those
I
were all
showed a
points
house.
that you made, right?
I showed a house this morning. It's the same thing. It was corner. It didn't back the busy road, but it's 2.5 acres from the busy road. So we purposely went outside, didn't talk, listened, went in the house, shut all the doors, listened. That house isn't going to have the 10% ding because it's 2.5 acres away from the intersection of those two roads connecting. It's not really an intersection, the T. But you can still hear the ambient noise. But once the doors were shut, you didn't really hear anything.
Sure.
But she's
So
aware
you just
of it.
have to say,
Right.
can you live with this while you're outside? Because inside,
Right.
you're not going to hear it.
Right, and she understands that because she's driven up and down that road 1,000 times the last few weeks because this is the area she wants to live. So she understands the traffic on that road, which is cool. It's just stupid. It's the petty things that people do to try to get a rise out of you. So instead, people will post something on Facebook every now and then. Oh, I'm looking for a realtor in Tempe, right? Which is just like saying, you know, I have $1,000 I want to give away free, you know, to the last comment wins, because then you
Right.
just get littered, man. And so I find this emoji. I learned this from my buddy Dallin Martin. I find an emoji where the guy's eating popcorn, and I just put that in there, just watching, just watching. Because
I
if
love
you
that
really
one,
are
by the
going
way.
to, if you're really going to find somebody to handle one of the most financially important purchases of your life and or protecting that asset by selling it, you're going to go on Facebook and say, I need a realtor in Tempe. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's how you do that? It's not.
That seems super logical because you should get a
Right.
good one. Just luck of the draw. There's only maybe 1,000 realtors in Tempe.
There's 30,000 realtors in Arizona. But according to the National Association of Realtors in 2025, the entire nation, 77.1% of all active real estate licensees sold nothing.
Say that number again.
77.1%
Of
I
all
think there's
licensees
1.2
never sold
million,
$1.
Yeah, in 2025 did not sell a single house in 2025, and I think there's
That's
like
insane.
a million two realtors. Well, think about it though. The average is 4 transactions a year, because 90% of the realtors out there, it's a side hustle. It's like, hey, you work where you work. You want to make some extra money on the weekend, so you can go get your real estate license. So anytime somebody in your small town wants to put a house for sale, they're going to call you.
Which-
Hey, Mike, I got to sell my house.
I should
And
be
then you're-
familiar because
Right.
there's people. Yeah, there's people that do that around here,
There you go. So
or they do that until they can become a full-time realtor
Right.
because we
Like
don't
I
have
did.
the housing market that you do. Yeah.
Right, like I did. My first 2 years in real estate, I kept my day job, and I got to the
Oh,
point where
okay.
I was just too busy, so I couldn't continue keeping the day job. But the bulk of all realtors, of those, there was 70. We'll call it 77%. So of the remaining 23%, most of those sold 4 houses. And then you have. But I'm going to
So
say,
you're in
well,
the super minority.
I was in 3%. I was in the top 3%. I got an email. I don't broadcast that shit
Nationwide?
because it's no in Arizona. I was top 3% in
Oh,
Arizona,
okay.
which in Maricopa, Pinell County. Which
Yeah, but that makes sense now that you break those numbers down. There's
Yeah.
very few people that do it for a living at the level that you're doing it.
right. There's very few full-time realtors. Like even in my brokerage, we have a handful of people that have secondary things. Oh, Nikki just walked in the door butt ass naked. Did you go to school like that? I'll shake that ass for me.
No wonder those kids are there on time every day.
Every day.
They're like, we're ready. At least the boys. And the girls who are going to be lesbians.
Yeah, he's right.
You guys have to come and show when I am dressed.
Oh, yeah, sure. She is dressed.
I have clothes.
I figured you were dressed.
He said he figured you were dressed.
I know
That's
him.
funny. Yeah, he knows me.
That's
So-
two facts that completely
Yeah.
blew my mind today. The other one is going to blow
Oh.
your mind.
Okay, well,
Did
let's
you
blow
know-
blow my mind with your fact.
Did you know that of all gun violence, or gun deaths, excuse me,
Okay,
not violence,
okay.
of all gun deaths, over 60% of them are suicides? every
I was
year?
going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say self-inflicted.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know that. I was listening to a podcast with a guy who was obviously very into guns, and
Yeah.
he brought that fact up. I was like, I did not know that.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like that bumper stickers. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Which is a
Come
fact.
near me. Right. Come near me. I'm going to. That's the bumper sticker. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Come near me. I'm going to kill you. Like,
Here's the
okay.
analogy I always use.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have 2 guns that do not
Right.
belong to me. They're just being stored for,
Yeah.
safety purposes because
Zombie.
it would be a real bad idea to come in here. A couple baseball bats with your name on it, but
Right.
so anyway, those guns have laid in their spot for well over a year now,
Yeah.
and they haven't shot anybody. They haven't even moved. They're quite
Yeah.
dusty.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now she's topless.
Hey,
Well,
we're just
she's-
going for
you know,
ratings here, ladies and gentlemen.
She's
Just going for
well,
ratings.
yeah. She turned the corner, but she has to. When she gets home from work, she purges the work clothes like everybody do. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
does.
First
The
thing I
benefit
do.
of not having kids, you just, walk in the door and you can strip naked on your way to the shower. You know?
Yes, I do.
It's- There's nothing wrong with that.
That's why I hate wintertime, because I have to wear lots of clothes.
Right?
It's not good at all.
No, and I don't. Yeah, in wintertime here, it's and the reason I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt because it's cold in my house because all our flooring is tile. But I don't know what happened to winter, man. usually February is colder than January,
Yes.
and this is gonna piss you off. 80, 77, 76, 65, nipply that day, which is Friday. 70, 76, 70, 65, 60, and 62. So next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's supposed to rain right now, 75 to 40% all 3 days, which it probably won't by then. But it's February, man. It's insane.
Well, it is here too, because it's February, and we're going to be, today it was 53, 44, 45, 51, 56, 59, 57, 58,
56.
66,
Oh.
55. That's super warm for February.
I have you at Tuesday at 57 degrees, not 58. I care about your weather, Mike. It's on my phone.
How do we have 2 different, hold on. Let me
I
pull
don't
this
know.
back. You got to see
I got
this.
Pontiac, Illinois.
So
man.
do I.
You got to bring it up to your camera more so it can be.
Oh,
mine went
fuck,
away.
my camera's a million miles away. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird. In Punxsutawney,
Next Tuesday,
you
say
know,
that again. What temperature do you
cold
have?
at 57.
Mine says 58. That son of a
That's
bitch.
weird, man.
You
That's
lying.
weird. Scranton, where Dunder Mifflin's at, they're cold as hell, man. It's like 40 degrees and less. It's a crazy thing. It's crazy babies. They don't tell me no lies. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did. I made a
did
lot of
too.
money on the Super Bowl, my friend.
I made because I followed your lead with one of the basketball things, and I went to zero.
I apologize. I lost you
No,
two
you're
in a
fine.
row.
You're fine. I went to zero balance, but I had so much money riding on the Super Bowl, all the different bets. I ended up making $60 in the Super Bowl. The fun one was
You scored a
The-
defensive touchdown.
I did. That was a $35 score right there, man.
I can't remember why it didn't hit me when it happened. It must have been like 20 minutes later. That thought popped in my head. I'm like, that
Yeah.
son of a bitch he made money
Yeah.
on that one. Good for him.
Yep. Exactly.
I ended up for that day because I put a big bet on Michigan too. I made a little over $500.
Wow.
Yeah, Michigan
Nice.
basketball, and then I had 5 separate -4.5 bets on the Seahawks. I just had so much confidence in that team. And congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. That was
Yeah.
one well-oiled machine. It was just
It was
They
boring the first 3
decimated.
quarters. It was boring the first 3 quarters.
it was boring unless you're the person that
Seahawks fan.
executed that. And not just the fan, but I mean the people that were there that executed the game, the coaches, that was a masterful performance in how to shut down a football team.
And this is fun. The Patriots now, the New England Patriots, have lost more Super Bowls than any other team in NFL history.
Just means you've been there more.
True. This is true. I think the Bills may have been there, had that record, and now it's been supplanted by the Patriots.
Wasn't it Michael Jordan that said it doesn't matter how many times you fail, it only matters the one time you succeed, or
Yep.
something like that?
Yep. So our hope for Vrabel being the first player coach in the same organization, it's gonna work. And Drake may look like a young kid playing football.
Didn't he?
He did. He
Steele
wasn't
said the same thing.
Yeah. So his level of maturity is not the same level of maturity that Brock Purdy had when he was in the Super Bowl. Even though
100%.
the
That's
Niners
a
didn't
great
win.
comparison.
Thank you. Even though the Niners didn't win, Brock Purdy has that Eli thing. He has that, aw shucks, that was one play, move along.
Sure.
And but you learn from it, but it's a question of, and I'm sure the Patriots will get back to it because they're just too good of an organization not to.
I don't know if I were Sam Darnold, just a squirrel moment. I just
Yeah.
thought of this. If I were Sam Darnold, I couldn't not thank the Minnesota Vikings for letting me go first and foremost. That would have been the first words out of my mouth.
Well, here's the thing with Sam Darnold, though. It takes a team to win a Super Bowl. Everybody's like
does.
Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold. It's like, but Sam Darnold was shut down for the first 3
I'm
quarters.
just saying because he won 14 games with Minnesota and they
Yeah.
gave up on him.
Well, he got hurt though, didn't he?
I don't
Didn't he
think
get
so.
hurt?
Did he?
I thought he got hurt. That's why they moved on from him, quote unquote. I thought he got hurt.
You might be right. I thought they just ditched him
Injury in Minnesota.
because they wanted that J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, and then he got hurt in the second game or first game.
Oh, there's your first thing that pops up. Why did the Vikings give up on Sam Darnold? Details of
course.
Minnesota's brutal thing. Sam Darnold, that was this year's oblique injury. Where's the Minnesota? I don't want to watch the video, man.
I don't
just wanna read
remember
the
him
names.
being hurt, but that doesn't mean anything because sometimes my memory is suspect.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so here's the article. Right, okay, where was it, man? The Vikings. Yeah, okay. Why Vikings chose JJ over Sam Darnold's improvements? Because you're right. Okay, it was.
Yeah, they
they
just
wanted-
gave up
they
on
wanted
him, man.
McCartney. That's
Otherwise,
weird,
my
man.
joke doesn't make sense. But if I were him standing there, now my joke makes sense again. I would totally say thank you to the Minnesota Vikings
Yeah,
for letting me
okay.
go for a real team. Because I agree with
Yeah,
your statement
okay.
1,000,000%. You don't
Yeah, I
do
thought
it
he got
without
hurt.
the other 10 guys on the field.
Yeah,
But he deserved the chance to stay with the Vikings after winning them 14 games. I mean,
yeah.
you don't go to the Super Bowl every year. What is there, 32 teams?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have a perfect season like Seattle just did. They just rolled over people.
Yeah.
Did that
Yeah,
guy
it
just
was-
become
it was-
the
yeah.
youngest, winningest head coach? Did I hear that too?
Yes. Youngest winningest head coach. And I didn't realize the Seahawks owner was a female, which is pretty cool.
I did not know
There's-
that either.
yeah,
I learned
the
that night as
Bears-
well.
So the Bears, the Seahawks, Lions, I think, are the only three female-led NFL team franchises
Okay.
owners.
And 2 out of
We
the
got my-
3 are above average organizations. The Bears are getting
Yeah.
there. If they,
Yeah, their Bears were there. They just,
yeah,
the Bears have a future with Cam, man. They
Agreed.
definitely have a future. They have to have a future. And the things that the Detroit did in the offseason with coaches and stuff, I think they're going to turn their shit around. Because like you said, Ben Johnson, I didn't know Ben Johnson was on Detroit.
oh yeah, he was
And
their
Ben-
offensive coordinator.
Right. Which
And
is
now
why
they have a
Bears-
losing record since he left.
Right, but I think they picked up Cliff Kingsbury to be their OC.
Yes.
So, and he's a good OC.
Yeah, and they need
You know,
that
he-
for sure.
Yeah, because he turned Washington around, but last year Dane Daniels was hurt so much that there was nothing he could do.
They had a lot of injuries on Washington this year.
Yeah, which is surprising that Washington let him go because it wasn't really his fault. But every team has injuries, and that's the thing. You can't. No team is ever healthy. No team. It's just it depends on the component. That personnel that's injured. You know.
Yeah, if you lose your quarterback, you're pretty much screwed.
Well, yeah,
For the
that
most part.
that and any offensive or defensive lineman, because you can shuffle with receivers and running backs and defensive backs and stuff. But if you lose offensive defensive linemen that are powerhouses for that team, you're definitely not gonna recoup from that.
No, ask Drake May.
Yeah,
And I don't know if any of those guys were replacements, but man, the Seattle, if you can't stop a 4-man rush, you're going to lose every time.
mm-hmm.
They
Which,
only
again,
rush
that-
4 guys probably
I know.
70% of the time.
Uh-huh.
Might have been
And
more
that's
than
what-
that.
Yeah, that's what was surprising about that. I didn't expect it to be a shutout into the end of the third quarter. I didn't expect that. Like, it was mind-boggling. Was it 12
I
nothing
didn't
at
either.
the beginning of the fourth? I won one of the squares in the Rotary Club pool, which is cool.
Nice.
But yeah, the fourth quarter was awesome. It was just, I mean, it was just, regardless if you like whichever team you liked, it was awesome because it was finally action packed and shit was happening.
Offense was happening. Yeah.
And the Patriots did put up 14 points and they were still reachable until the turnover, the fumble. Was it a fumble? A scoop and score?
Yeah.
I think it was a scoop and score, yeah. And then I won too, the score in the last 2 minutes of the first half. I won that bet too, which was cool. Jake
here-
won. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. What, Jake?
No, Jake picked the MVP.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he got
I would like to know what the
$35 for
odds
that.
on that were.
I don't know. He probably put $5 down, got $35 or something. I put $3 on the
I
Giants.
bet
to
he
win the
got
Super Bowl
more than
next
that. I
year.
bet he got like 50 or 60.
No, he told me. He told me
Oh.
it was like 30 bucks.
So the
35 bucks,
odds
something.
were like plus 375, plus 475, something
Yeah,
like that.
something.
That's really cool that out of all them
Yeah.
players, he picked a
Yeah.
great guy.
I was like, right on, man.
I fell asleep.
That's-
Who was the MVP?
The running back,
Oh,
the
Kenneth
Seattle
Walker.
Seahawks running back. Yeah.
Man, if I'd have been
Yep.
thinking more, I probably would have picked that guy myself because I've been following his career since he was at Michigan State.
Oh, right on. See, I also won with one of them. What was it? The running. He had to get over 33 yards. One of the quarterbacks passing, I won. The other one I didn't. He was short. And then obviously the defensive score.
That was awesome.
I did the Patriots with the points, so I didn't win the game in itself. I didn't do that right.
Yeah, well, you made your own decision.
Yeah, right.
I don't like to. I mean, I give people bets, but for some reason I'll give them to you, but the average person, I'm like, you got to make your own decision because it makes me too nervous, right?
Yeah, I don't. But I don't care. To me, it's like with the basketball, UConn. I don't. Okay, big deal.
We should have won. I lost
Yeah.
way more on that game than you did. That'll make you feel better. I always
but-
lose more than you did.
Okay,
I
there you go.
always will lose more than you do. That should make you feel better.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. But I just, I'm like my next,
In a
my
fun
next,
way. I'm
yeah,
not saying
yeah.
in a devious way.
Right. My outstanding bets are the Giants Super Bowl, and then Charles Barkley picked Max Strom to win the Masters. So if that happens, that's like $600 payday for $5 because Barkley said it. I'm like, okay, why not? You know. Did you watch the halftime show? Because I didn't. We fast forwarded that.
I watched it.
I didn't watch it.
It
I
was
didn't
a-
watch either.
I, as you know, love all kinds of music.
Absolutely.
And I can almost always relate to whatever you are doing musically as long as it's good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told you before we started, I thought long and hard about this because the single biggest reason I personally got into music is because I felt alienated a lot as a kid, right? For whatever
Sure.
reason. I was sick, asthma, fucking
Right.
allergic to milk, and got made fun of for stupid shit that I had no control over. And,
Right.
Or just people made a big deal about it. Maybe they weren't
Yeah.
even making fun of me. I'm like, just why you got to make a big deal about it? So music to
Right.
me was my escape, and it was something I could do that nobody could ever take away from me, and nobody could ever tell me I couldn't do it, right?
Right,
It's
right.
the one thing that I always have for me.
Yeah.
So the non-competition part of music was so appealing to me, right? You and
Right.
we locked heads instantly over just that one subject, and then we found out that we agreed on many, many other subjects, and we grew as people on the things that we disagreed, just like we do on this
Yeah.
podcast. You and I have said 100 times to each other privately, I have learned so much from you, and you've learned so much from me without even talking about it. You don't
Right.
need to say it. The camaraderie of
Yeah.
that partnership in a band and in a songwriter, especially in a songwriter situation, is so intimate, right? The fact that they tried to divide us over music was
Yeah.
so disappointing.
Yeah. Agreed.
So that fact alone, I would like to leave people with. The second thing I would like to leave people with is if you are looking to Kid Rock for your values, you need to re-examine your values.
yeah.
And I couldn't mean that anymore because you did not follow his career from a young man to where he stands today. And people can change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's fine. But you don't get to be a hypocrite when you do it.
No. Agreed. Agreed. And
Right.
for what? Right. And at the end of the day, Kid Rock's a musician. Period. In a day, he's an entertainer.
I
There's a
welcome people to go
yeah.
buy that album, his most famous album, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep. Devil Without a Cause.
Devil Without a Cause, and open it up, and the first thing that every Ma and Pa America is going to see a big middle finger staring right at him. So
Yep.
that's the man that you chose to watch over a guy who preached nothing but love. I couldn't understand a word he said,
Right.
but I will also say I have some very, very near and dear to my heart Hispanic friends, Mexican friends, who I love.
yeah.
They're loyal people. They, I mean,
Oh, that culture loved it. I mean, it had 135 million views, which is the most viewed halftime show ever. But
Ever.
part of the reason because of that, like you said, they pitted it. I think the NFL picked them because they knew it was going to be automatic controversy.
here's why they picked it.
Okay.
This is the other thing that people don't understand about the halftime show. It's not what you want to see. They don't give a shit about what
No.
you want to see. He
don't.
is the most popular artist walking this planet today, whether you like it or not. Not Chris Dunham. Whether, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this, who take the time, if you don't know, he is the most downloaded and listened to artist on earth, and it's not even close. It's like
Right.
the next closest artist is Taylor Swift, and he out downloads her like 7 or 10 to 1.
Yeah.
He gets like 89 million streams a day,
Yeah. Which is
over
nuts.
$1 billion a month. And now it
makes
just went up like 400%.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the other thing. If you don't realize that anybody who plays the halftime show, they put the money forward. They're not paid to do that. So
No.
all your halftime entertainment is paid for by the artists themselves because the next day they see results on all the download streams because
Sure.
all their music gets downloaded or purchased wherever you can purchase it from, whether it's streaming or not. But that's the caveat to that.
But the
So-
hate that was
Yeah.
sent towards him and the bravery that he showed to go out there and do what he loves was just, to me, it was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
It was a great, and if you don't listen to Latin music, first off, you're missing out because it makes even a person who doesn't understand music, it makes you want to move.
Yeah.
It's a
Salsa,
beaut.
maybe.
Yeah, think of like Gloria Estefan. That's all he is. You're
Yeah.
making. And another thing I had to educate people on, and it made me just. It's almost like we're the last gasps of a dying nation, right? These people don't understand that Puerto Rico is actually part of the United States,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's actually a horrible part of the United States because we annexed them as a territory and then just forgot about them.
Yeah.
They have no representation. They don't get to vote. They're
Nope.
United States citizens, though.
Yeah.
So, it made me sad that I had to educate people that Puerto Rico was actually part of the United States when they said, why do we have to have a fucking foreigner at a fucking halftime show? Well, after I get done scratching my head,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah. So like I said,
obviously
we just
failed
we, yeah,
civics.
we fast forwarded it. It's one of those things that when they overhype something like that, it's just
I
it
had
turns
to
me
know
off.
why.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the other way. We were messing around anyway because we can DVR things and married couples can have mess around fun.
Well, if I had the
So-
choice between that and watching a
Yeah.
Bad Bunny halftime show,
Yeah.
I guess which
So
one
we-
I'm picking.
Yeah. Yeah. We had our own.
I didn't have
Super
that
Bowl.
option.
So the benefit of it is then we could fast forward the commercials. Then we realized we don't want to fast forward the commercials. So then by the time we got to the halftime, we just fast forwarded to get to the start of the third quarter because, again, to me it's overproduced. It's lip syncing, and I didn't watch it. So people, what do you think? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I just didn't watch either. I saw a clip of Kid Rock. I saw a clip of Bad Bunny on Instagram, and that was the extent of it.
I didn't watch any of Kid Rock's just for the simple fact, like I said, it's like you
Yeah.
don't get to be a hypocrite. I know where you came from. I know what you said. I know what your lyrics were. I knew every one of them.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's kind of
People
like
can change,
yeah. He has that.
but
he
you
has that
don't get
famous,
to be a hypocrite.
right. He has that famous line. I'm straight out of Compton. I'm straight off the trailer. Dude lived in a very nice residential estate, probably 4 or 5 acres with a 3,000 square foot house, which back then was kind of mansion-esque, right? With a guest house and a pool and a tennis court. You could Google, let's see if we can find it. Google Kid Rock's home. Kid Rock's home while growing up. It's because it's crazy. When I showed it to Nikki years ago, she's like, what?
But you know where I'm coming from.
I do.
He led us to believe he was one character, and now he's
Yep.
trying to lead us to believe he's this other character. You don't get to be another character midstream.
Yeah.
What do I always tell you? The people that I grew up with that were rebellious back in the day, the thing that breaks my heart the most is when I find out that they've just basically succumbed to the system, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, what happened to your rebel spirit?
All right. So I can't get the one picture just to pop up. So, but there it is. Oh, come on. I shouldn't have clicked the button. Really?
You click the button.
It's so weird. So it's that house. It's the big house. Why are you black? Is your cam? Oh, there you are. I'm gonna go. You're black. So that's his house. That's his house he grew up in.
That's
Okay.
not Compton.
No, it's not Compton. And no, he's like, you're straight out of Compton. I'm straight out the trailer.
Oh, that's what he
So-
said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See right there, Kid Rock's actual childhood home is not a trailer on sale for $600,000. It's that. It's that.
It's not a trailer.
No.
It looks
No.
like a plantation estate.
Right. It's there's the house. You got the little guest house back there. I think that's the tennis court, basketball court, whatever. The pool's over here. So yeah, it's not. It's but again, that's kind of like with Aaron Lewis and Stain. Some of the stuff he writes, you think, oh, I'm a country boy and shit, and then you realize, well, no, he's not. He lives in a posh. He lived in a posh mansion in Beverly Hills. He didn't live out, but that sells records, right?
But he's not standing up there trying to convince me politically how to think or feel.
Oh, agreed. And I'm not comparing that. I'm just saying that some people will think
I
in a
thought that
naive
you
way.
tripped on acid.
Right, exactly.
for years.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Some people will take those lyrics and think that that's actually, it's like Bruce Springsteen.
Because they're so well written that
Yeah,
and they're
right.
so, and even more so. So obviously they have to mean something. They have to be
Right.
well written. But in
Right.
the singer's case, they have to be delivered in a way that people believe it.
Correct. That's
And
kind of like
people
Bruce Springsteen.
believed
Right.
who, yeah, they believed
Yeah.
all the lyrics that these guys sang.
Yeah, exactly. Which rightfully so, you know, but Bruce Springsteen didn't live any of those lives that he writes about.
No.
Mellencamp did. Mellencamp, I think, could be one of the true exceptions of small town is small town, is John Mellencamp.
He
know,
understands it. He came
Right.
from
He
it.
wrote and he wrote about the dichotomy is the right word or not, the struggles with the races and things, and he was that guy that put it foot first in his videos that got backlash.
And the divide between the farmer and the city folk.
Right,
You
right.
know?
So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I think his music resonated with the world in the '80s because of that.
Sure.
You know, because his music's great. He's just an ass now, and he's way political and way opinionated, and it's why he's not fun to go see anymore. You know, it's like Eddie Vedder. Pearl Jam was great when 10 came out, man. They were great. It's like, holy shit.
They lost their way after Vitology, in my opinion.
They did, and he
loved
got too
Vitalogy.
opinionated. I agreed. He got too opinionated. He got way too political.
Just
It's
shut the
like,
fuck
just
up and
shut
play
up
your music.
Thank you. Right? Just shut up and
That's
play
what
the
I
show,
wanted
man.
to say to everyone everyone that I knew would accept my opinion. I've told
Mm-hmm.
them this.
Yep.
Whatever you wanted to watch it. But if you
Yep.
watched it because you thought you were doing the right thing by not watching the other one,
Yeah.
you know I like to say this a lot. Fuck
Right.
you.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep. Yep.
That's just music is beautiful. Just watch
Yeah.
the one you wanted to watch because you wanted to watch it. But please don't tell me you did it because you thought you were doing the right thing by turning your nose up at someone who was speaking a different language. Please. What are you,
Right.
like 6?
Yeah.
No,
So
because a
here's-
6-year-old
yeah.
doesn't talk like that or even believe anything like that because they haven't been taught that yet.
Yep. So here's this, and I'm going to share this because this is someone who controlled the world with his mere presence. This is old.
Of war protesters, and would you today refuse to be drafted?
Honey, I just want to keep my own personal views about that to myself. Because I'm just an entertainer, and I'd rather not say.
Do you think other entertainers should also keep their views to themselves?
No.
Agreed.
There you go. Ricky Gervais says it best: "Take your award and fuck off." You're so removed from the day-to-day life and the day-to-day struggles of America. Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Just shut up. You're an entertainer. You get paid to entertain. That's it.
And even more important than that, that's how I end every political argument that someone wants to get into with me. They're the haves. You're the have not. You just haven't
Yeah.
figured it out yet because it's adorable the way you think that those people have any care about what happens to
Yeah.
you on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Because they
Because
don't.
They don't.
They
Politicians,
can't.
they don't give a fuck.
They have
No.
too many other things that they have to do to keep the status that they've attained, right? That's not easy. That's
Yep.
a full-time job.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's
So
amazing.
the fact that they tried to divide us over music was super disappointing to me.
Agreed. And from what I heard about the non-halftime show, it flopped.
Horribly.
It flopped.
And now all
But
these
now I
bands
will-
are pulling
but I-
out of his tour, which
Right, but
kudos to
but
them. Creed was
yeah.
one of them.
But I will say this: I do think the halftime show needs to go back to at least a rock and roll or a pop rock. Like, you've been enough years now.
But that's what I learned during this one is
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't ever that. It was always the most popular act at the time.
Well, I get that, but you can't tell me that okay. Are they looking at the most popular act, or are they looking at the most popular act in that genre? Because the same genre has been done now, what, 4 or 5 years in a row?
Those are that unfortunately for people that don't want to hear this,
Yeah.
that is the most popular music on earth. And I am not a fan. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I like and appreciate their music. I do not follow it. But But if Chris
No.
Dunham says, "Hey, you need to listen to this new Shakira song because it kicks ass," I'm gonna check it out because it
Yeah.
kicks ass, according to you. My point in telling you this
Yeah.
is I have people that I know respect and understand that part of the music business well enough to tell me that is the most popular music on earth, whether
Yeah.
you want to admit it or not. That's why it's in all the dance clubs. It's the most downloaded music by far. The fact that Megadeth has the #1 album on Billboard Top 200 gives me hope.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long they'll be there.
Yeah. And I doubt Megadeth will play the Super Bowl. Just saying.
No, and I hope they wouldn't for the same reason that I just said I'm disappointed in the people who grew up with me that were rebellious that gave up on that. Megadeth and Metallica are anti-establishment, right? I
Right,
don't want to see Metallica at the fucking halftime show either.
No. Yeah.
Because
Although
that
that
would-
would be good. But it would be good though if you had
If they
A
both
nice-
agree to do
yeah.
it together, I'll let them do it.
See, I think Ozzy would have been a great halftime show.
No question, but he probably
And
told
on-
them to
and-
fuck off too.
Well, and yeah.
They may have
Now,
asked him. We don't know.
You know what was interesting that I saw something recently? Prince, because Prince did a halftime show, which was
best
my
one
two
ever, in
favorite
my
halftime
opinion.
shows. Yeah, my two favorite ones were Prince and U2. U2 just because the time it was during the
That was a good one, too.
9/11.
Couldn't
right,
agree with you
and,
more.
And visually, they had the screen behind them, and they were rolling all the names of everybody that lost their lives during the terrorist attacks.
You just can never overcome the fact that Prince made it rain in the middle of Purple Rain.
Right, like how's that possible?
He's Prince.
He is Prince. I did. So speaking of Prince, something in the Stranger Things season 5, Purple Rain popped up on one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now one of only a handful of artists that have charted in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. 6 decades he has charted.
That is crazy.
6 decades, man.
Dude's amazing.
6. 6 number of the beast.
That is almost hard to comprehend.
Right? That's Every time so now my Instagram's gonna pull up Prince now because every time I mention him, everybody listens, and then I get the Purple Rain reels and shit. Nobody appreciated him as much, I think, when he was alive because it's just he's coming out with something new. He's coming out with something new.
I
Yeah,
did
I mean-
only because I got to. I wouldn't have, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
brutally honest. But I got a chance to see him live.
Yeah,
And
see,
he
I wish
did
I
a
saw him
version of Jimi Hendrix Red House in the middle of his show
Mm.
that just I about fell over, dude. I was like, I mean, trust me, I enjoyed the show. It was great.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's like, we're gonna have a little fun here. I just want to play my guitar for a minute. Does anybody mind if I play my guitar? And of course, the fucking crowd goes crazy.
Right.
Then he rips into Red House, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy can
Yeah.
shred.
Yeah.
He played like a 3.5 minute solo in the middle of Red House that just made you want to cry. You know, similar to the stealing
Purple-
the show
yeah,
at
at
Rock
the-
and Roll
the
Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I said the same thing when I witnessed it with my own eyes. I was like, holy shit, Prince can shred
Yeah. Yep.
and play the blues and play rock
Mm-hmm.
and play pop. And I mean, the guy was just, he understood music on a level that very few people probably ever will.
Agreed.
He must have been in tune with all those frequencies. Just
Something because
it
yeah,
oozed through him.
it's kind of we were somewhere. Nick and I were somewhere, and I heard
He made it sound too easy.
yeah, we heard an Eagles song. Oh, I can't tell you why. And that part in the Eagles
great.
song where I can't tell you why, when they go like who the fuck is sitting in the studio writing this song who thinks we should do right there.
Timothy D. Schmidt. Put
Right,
his
that's what I'm
balls
saying
in a
though. You
vice.
don't. You just those things like I've never had that in my head when we wrote songs. I never thought, oh, this would be really cool right here, because I followed the music, I think, more than people think I did when we were writing stuff, and then the live would be where I would improv it, because then I would just get into that comfort zone, and then that would change the evolution of the song. But
You just said it. Your
Okay.
songs like mine on guitar evolved into something different later. We always
Yeah.
had like a framework that we worked
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
to get from beginning to end.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would evolve the more you sang each time,
Yeah. More
especially
real
live.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of the things that artists do, man, it just blows my mind. Like, he thought of that. How do you think of that? How do you just sit around and think, oh, I know it's going to go good here? Like, what the fuck, man? How is that possible?
Well,
It's in your head.
You know,
It
as
blows
well
my
as
mind.
you know as well as I do. He might not have heard it. The producer might have played it back and said, "Hey, try this here."
True.
Right.
True.
That's why they're sitting on the other side of the glass. Too.
We
They
should have, you know what we should do? We should have Lemoyne back on
should.
and just have a conversation with him about when he was producing artists
I like
and how
that.
much he would inject his ideas and thoughts, and how much of those ideas and thoughts actually then were put in to play and stayed in the
And
final
here's an
recording.
even better question to add to those questions.
Yeah.
How do you know when to do that without disrupting the flow of the artist's creativity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's times where if we were recording and I tried to talk to you about changing something or trying something, it was going to ruin the whole take, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we just had to keep playing it because you knew what you wanted to do. We just weren't doing it.
Yeah.
So there's a time when the artist knows what they're trying to achieve.
Right.
And then there's a time where the artist is stuck, right? Where
Yeah.
you're like, I want to fill the space, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. 100%. So who's winning the Super Bowl next year?
My money's already on the Bears.
The Bears. What are the odds for the Bears?
I don't remember.
I figure we got like 5 minutes left, so we might as well, what's the dealio for next year?
They were probably plus 500, I'm guessing, maybe more than that. NFL. First overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, minus
Right.
10,000. You got to put up
Well, yeah.
$10,000 to win $100, ladies and gentlemen. The
Yeah,
next
he's
guy
good.
is plus 4,500.
Wow.
It's
And he's
almost
going
worth
to the Raiders, right?
Fernando. Yeah,
Yeah.
unless they change their mind, but they're not going to because they need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything could happen, but I don't see them changing their mind.
No. Now, will he start right away? Because that's the thing that I like.
Who's
Jackson
there? Geno
Dart.
Smith.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if the Raiders care about Geno
Oh.
after the season they had.
Here's the thing I thought about with Eli not making the Pro Bowl. If Ben McAdoo never sat him down, not the
Hall
Pro
of-
Bowl, the Hall of Fame.
I know what
If
you
Ben McAdoo never sat him down that 1 week in replace of Geno Smith, would he have gotten in this time?
Say that again.
Okay. Eli had the longest consecutive streak of playing a game with a quarterback ever. And Ben McAdoo sat him down.
Okay.
It's the only game he missed in his 16-year career.
Like, you think that kept him out?
No, I'm just saying, if that never happened, because
Does he
that's a
get
chink on the armor, right?
Okay.
Right, because that's a chink on the armor, right? It's one of the things you can argue till you're blue in the face, but that's one of those things. Deion Sanders actually came out agreeing with what we talked about, that the Pro Bowl, the Hall of Fame should be voted on by the Hall of Fame members.
Yes.
Period. And I agree with that.
I missed the
course.
two. The Bears were plus 2,500, not plus 500.
Okay.
They're
okay.
way down the list.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I put,
because
I just put
that's because
$5
they're the
on 'em.
Bears. That's because they're the Bears. But it's because they're Giants, Certain teams, they've been gone for so long. It's higher odds.
If they win the Super Bowl, I win $130 for a $5 bet.
Well, no.
I'll
I
take it.
win more if the Giants win, so the Giants must be lower than the Bears.
I would hope so, since you guys only won, what, 2 games?
Two games.
That's good.
2 games.
2 games.
But hey, man, that's why they
future's
play
bright.
the game. Any given Sunday.
The future's bright, though. You got John Harbaugh.
Yeah. And the people he's putting around him. People are mad about the Matt Nagy thing, but I don't get why they're mad about it, because he was
Matt
the
Nagy's
Chiefs OC for years.
Yeah, he's a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's not a head coach. He's a great offensive
No.
coordinator.
Yeah, it's like Kingsbury, not a great head coach, good OC.
Yeah.
Dayball, not a good head coach, good OC.
And you need those. Somebody's got to do that.
Yeah, you tried it, you failed. Now go back to your lane.
Yeah, you guys got a quarterback. You got a running back. You just,
Got a wide receiver, Malik Neighbors.
yeah. Definitely need an offensive line.
We've been an offensive line for a decade, man. I don't know.
Well,
why
that was
we
the
wait.
Bears' problem for 100 years, too. Everybody kept bitching about the quarterback, and I was like, if you only have a second to throw the ball, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, you're not going to be a very effective quarterback in the NFL.
Agreed.
And that was
Agreed.
that was the Giants' problem this year, too. People just blasted through the line. And
Well, they haven't had a quarterback since the last couple, or I'm sorry, an offensive lineman since the last couple of years Eli played because, they just didn't. That was the other thing that bugs me about Eli. Not again, he's probably the toughest quarterback that ever played the game.
oh, yeah, he kept getting back up every time.
He played an entire season with plantar fasciitis.
Oh, and that hurts so bad.
Right?
I know people that have had it. Thankfully, I've never had it, but
Yeah,
the
no, I
people
have
that
too.
I've been around that have, holy crap, they say that's painful.
Yep. I don't think they like Peyton, so they're keeping Eli out for a couple more years, which is fine. I don't think Eli cares really.
Or maybe
Eli
they've been
played-
talking too much mad shit on Monday Night Football, and
Maybe. Well, Eli, but see, that's the thing. Like Drew Brees played for stats. Eli played to win. So I think it's bullshit. Drew Brees got in his first ballot. He was just.
and anybody I've heard make the argument for Drew Brees says exactly what you and I
Yeah.
discussed on that podcast, where
Yeah.
the first thing you're going to hear those people say is, "But Drew Brees did this and he averaged this and did that," but Eli beat the GOAT twice.
and was MVP.
That's gotta
before
count
beating
for
the Bucs.
something.
Yeah, they do. I agree, but
All you football fans agree, whether you like it or not, that because he
Yeah.
won so many Super Bowls, Tom Brady is arguably the greatest quarterback that's ever lived,
agreed. And
award-wise.
Which is true.
So
to
if
me,
that
Brady
counts for something, then
Yeah.
why doesn't Eli's, right? Can't
Right,
have your cake
right.
and eat it too.
Right. Because yeah, I agree with that 100%. All right, boys and girls, if you're feeling sad, depressed, suicidal, don't do it. That's just a stupid thing to do. Go outside, go run, go journal, go scream in a pillow, go find somebody to talk to. If you can't find somebody to talk to, text 988. Somebody's there to help you understand your mindset and change it. Tomorrow's a better day with you in it. So don't leave a hole in somebody else's heart. And if you're struggling with addiction, just be aware that you too can overcome, because 21 years is no laughing matter, but I hit that 2 days ago. So
It's not real, dude.
it's not real, man. It's not a real chip.
It's not real, bro.
Yeah, and to you, Jeffrey Brown, who slammed that and cried foul. I hope you have a better day, man, because that was kind of dickish of you to post
fuck
on
you
something
too.
that was full of nothing but
I'll say it for
positivity.
my brother.
Yeah, nothing but positivity, and you had to just.
Don't ever, and I mean this, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. I'll say this real quick because I'm super proud of it. I use
Yeah.
words that you should not all the time towards
Yeah.
people who aren't that way. I have
Right.
never made fun of somebody who couldn't defend themselves. Don't
Agreed.
ever put negativity into someone celebrating their recovery from addiction. That is a dick
Amen.
move.
Yeah, yeah.
So congratulations,
dick
brother.
Thank you. I appreciate
Super
it.
proud of you. You wouldn't be the man you are today had you not made that choice. So
Amen. So we'll just put this back on the screen, and you can take us out.
one day at a
Love
time.
you, brother. Love you,
Love you
brother.
too, man.
I'll see you.
Peace.